Hi, I got my own take on the liquid glass effect for After Effects. Most of the After Effects setups are often overcomplicated or too stylized. This setup is built to mimic the iOS 26 liquid glass look with full control over size, scale direction, blur and refractions. The effect is created by a displacement map with layer styles, and the shape is based on iSquircle script to get the right Apple curves. You can grab the full project file over at my Gumroad, link is in the description, or see the full video here at YouTube. This is perfect for your next motion design or app interface project.